Hello, my friends. So I was gonna go check out the subreddit. I just kind of peek in every once in a while, see what's going on, and turns out it was banned. Now, it doesn't look like Amber had anything to do with it, because it says that it was banned for violating what they call Rule 2. Now, if we look at what Rule 2 is, it says abide by community rules, post authentic content to communities where you have a personal interest, and do not cheat or engage in content manipulation, including spamming, vote manipulation, ban evasion, or subscriber fraud, or otherwise interfere with or disrupt Reddit communities. So to me, it sounds like there were some internal shenanigans going on. So if you know what happened, let me know, but I'm sure at some point we will figure it out. But I did check out another subreddit. Now, I'm not going to show the subreddit itself, but I did find a post that is particularly interesting. And I took a screenshot, and I want to share it with you because I have some thoughts. If you'd like to like and subscribe, that would literally be hectic. I'm not going to lie. All right, so this post was made 128 days ago. As of today, this post was made today. And like I said, I'm just screenshotting this, so I'm not on the actual subreddit. But the account has been deleted, whoever posted it. It could be that Spare War, which was thought to be Emily's sock account, but Emily says it's her friend. So then either way, it's somebody with insider knowledge. However, somebody in the subreddit did point out that people have kind of sifted through all of the posts by Spare War, even after it was deleted, and this was not in that. So it is unlikely that's who it was, unless they were using a different account. This corroborates what Emily has come out and said. So let's read this and see what was being said 4 months ago, okay? Hi, everyone. I'm coming here anonymously because I don't want to get involved deep in drama. I just want to tell everyone the truth. Does anyone still care about the cat that Emily's girlfriend had and how it went missing? Well, there is more to that story. I don't want anyone bothering Emily because she had nothing to do with it. I was just told some things and am an animal lover, so I think that poor cat should have justice. Amber purposefully let out her cat. She did it with the intentions of staying over at Emily's house for longer than she was supposed to. Again, this was 4 months ago. Now, obviously a troll could have posted this, just trying to stir the pot and trying to get some attention. But it seems weird that they would have deleted their account after that. And this is lining up pretty well with what Emily said. So this part's a little weird because they get this wrong, but they say she was over at Emily's house for almost a whole year, if I'm correct. Now, that's not correct. She was there for a few months. And just real quick, I had read some of the comments from this post, and when it comes to the whole being there for a year thing, people were like, to be fair, 1 week with Big Al would feel like years. Well, years worth of meals, at least. And this one kind of made sense to me. It says, I feel like someone said she stayed until the end of the year, and they just sort of took that as for a year. And then it says, almost a year. Yeah, this is definitely Emily. Basically saying, it probably felt like a year. Like this is, to be honest, 3 months with Amber probably felt like a year. So, and it says, especially if we believe Alexis, when she said that they were fighting all the time. I'm no Emily enthusiast, but it must have been so jarring / frustrating to expect someone to visit for a couple of weeks, and she brings her pets and most of her wardrobe and then stays for months not willing to leave. So yeah, it is weird that the person got the time frame wrong, but all of this needs to be taken with a grain of salt. It's just weird how well it lines up with what Emily has said recently. But it does go on to say, well, she was really only supposed to stay there for a few weeks. She was only supposed to visit and then go home, but Amber kept finding so many excuses on why she should stay longer, begging to stay at the place longer. She went there with the intention of forcing her way in and convincing Ems, or Emily, to let her move in, but Emily did not want her to live with her. she has a whole life, a child, and she wasn't ready to have someone live with her, leave her job, and take care of Amber and all that crazy stuff. Now, this can be taken a lot of ways because obviously, if you get involved with somebody Amber's size or her ex-fiance's size, the caretaking is just going to be part of the deal. If it's not right away, it will be at some point. That's just what you're getting into. And Emily knows that. You know, she knew that going into it. In fact, I think that was part of why she's attracted to him. My guess would be that she enjoys having somebody need her, you know, something like that. But this is basically just saying that she wasn't ready for that yet. They weren't at that point in their relationship yet. Maybe. But Amber absolutely needs to be taken care of. You know, she can take care of herself for the most part because she lives alone and she has her mom to help her do some stuff. But if she has somebody to take care of her, she will make them take care of her. She will not lift a finger if there's somebody else to lift it for her. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I kind of see what they're saying here, where Emily just wasn't at that point in the relationship because they weren't together that long. So, giving Emily the benefit of the doubt here, maybe she was still upset. She was trying to rebound and didn't want Amber moving in with her, but kind of jumped in a little too fast and got in over her head. And then all of a sudden, Amber is trying to move in. So that would make this make sense a little bit. But again, that's giving the benefit of the doubt, which we're in girl world. I'm not sure how much benefit of the doubt there is to give out, but for now, we'll give it to Emily just to try to figure this whole thing out, because I gotta be honest, I think Emily did get in over her head with Amber. I don't think she realized how bad things were gonna be, especially if my theory is true that Amber won't leave her alone now that they're not even together. Yeah, I think she's she's really regretting getting together with Amber, but I don't know. This is just speculation. Emily was kind enough to let Amber stay longer than she was supposed to, but weeks became months and they argued over her leaving. She was supposed to leave when suddenly her cat went missing, so she said she had to stay to find the cat. She really let the cat out of the house in order to stay at Emily's home longer, claiming she can't leave without it, which is understandable for most people. Of course, with Amber, obviously, we're finding out not true. Who would just abandon their precious cat? The crazy part about this is that she never even tried looking for the cat afterward. She stayed longer, and it says, and called herself looking for it, but I think they're saying she stayed longer and like pretended like she was looking for it, but never left the house. She barely even stepped foot out of the house, and Emily was fed up and forced her to leave because she wasn't looking for the cat. I hope the cat is safe. Of course, again, this was 4 months ago. This was a long time ago. It's not likely that Rarity survived. But anyway, so I don't know if the cat is alive. What I do know is the poor cat should have justice. Her owner is evil. If you think I am lying, then that's your choice. I just want the cat's story to be told because what happened was so cruel and unfair. I have no screenshots because these were conversations told to me in person by someone I know. No names. You can take it as a lie or truth. I just think the cat deserves more justice, so I decided to tell what I've been told. Now, this could be the Emily friend or the Emily sock account, that thing. Actually, probably not. Or this could be the person that sort of weaseled their way in to Emily, that then leaked some information to Rachel. If you'll remember, Rachel leaked some screenshots of texts and things like that because somebody had befriended Emily and then leaked everything to Rachel. And of course, obviously, it could just be some random person making this up. But I just have to wonder, what are the odds that somebody would tell this story 4 months ago, and then now Emily, herself admittedly releases a post or makes a comment that corroborates this, that basically says, yes, this is true, or at least close enough. You know, it's basically saying that at the very least, Amber wanted to stay longer and lost the cat. So anyway, I just thought I would bring that to your attention, that we have known this for 4 months. But of course, back then, we couldn't be certain because we don't know who this person is. And anybody could make that post. But I had forgotten that this post existed. I do actually remember, once I started reading it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that theory kind of being floated around Girl World, but I just kind of forgot about it. But it was always in the back of our mind. Of course, we sort of assumed that Amber's story was a lie. In fact, as soon as she said it was 5 a.m. and she was letting the dogs out, it was immediately a red flag.
So usually I take the dogs out. When it happened, it was 5 in the morning. Yes.
Everybody was like, okay, clearly this is a lie, but we didn't know what the actual truth was, and we still don't. That's the thing. We don't know all the details, but we have a pretty good picture now of what happened. And of course, Amber's gonna deny it. Amber is going to, just like she did on her live stream, say that it's a lie. But what I don't understand with that, like, what would Emily have to gain by bringing this up now, of all times? But just talking about it in general, what does she have to gain? If she wanted to disappear from Girl World, she absolutely could. She could just stop posting and people would forget about her before too long. She kind of keeps bringing herself into Girl World, which makes me think she wants to tell whatever's going on with Amber, which makes me think something is still going on with them, whether they're in a relationship or whether Amber is just being Amber and being horrible, you know, and bothering her or whatever. It seems like Emily still has a dog in this fight, so to speak, and wants to say something about it. But this did get buried in all of the theories and all of the different kind of ideas of what really happened, because we all knew for a fact that Amber was lying. We just didn't know what about, you know. Anyway, I appreciate you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.